But once again, we say, welcome aboard. It's good to be with you at this time. Brother Mund speaking. Our program here called A Fisherman's 5-Minute Look at the Book. In the book of 2 Samuel chapter 22, I found a little word here that I can relate to, and it helps me to understand some things about life. And we think about not only just life, but also, well, let me read the verse. 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 5, the context is David's running from the enemy, and the enemy almost takes his life. God spares him. He finds that God is his rock and his fortress and his deliverer. And he said this in verse 5, when the waves of death compassed me, the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. When the waves of death, what do I expect as far as death is concerned? How can I understand some things about death? Well, I can do a study of ocean waves. And we've sort of done that this week so far. We've seen as far as waves are concerned, they do bring fear. As a little child, I've been down to a beach area. Our area is very, very close to the Gulf of Mexico. And we think about when a storm is coming. You can walk down to the beach and the ocean is just so angry. And you can see the waves way offshore and they look like they're coming your way. And it's just really scary. And he said, the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. So we've talked about death. Death is the same. My friend, as far as walking through death's door, don't walk through that door unprepared. As far as death is concerned, because the uncertainty that's there, people have question marks in their mind and they don't understand it. How could I understand what it's like to face death? Well, first of all, there's fear. And my friend, only one person can remove that fear. What are you, Brother Mund? I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I belong to Jesus Christ. I received him as my Savior years ago. There was a time I raised my hand when I found out the gospel. Christ died for my sins, buried, and rose again the third day, to raise my hand and say, I believe Christ now is my Savior. And you know what happened concerning death? Even though it's like the ocean waves, and look at the waves of the sea, and scare you, brings fear because of Christ being now my heavenly captain. This fear has been removed. Yesterday we got into it a little bit, and our time goes by so fast. Waves also wear away. Oh, you can see this. You can see it in our lives. You said, what does death do? Little by little, because all of us have the sentence of death in us, day by day by day by day. And sometimes it doesn't show up so bad until we get old. Begin to see those wrinkles. You can see it in your faces. You can see the wearing effect of death because it's coming, my friend. I'm glad I can be prepared, but it shows. It shows in my life. There was some areas that's close to us. There was a beach area that I run all the time when I was a commercial fisherman. When we worked in some of the inner areas, the rivers and the bays and so forth, there was a beach we ran down called the South. We just called it the South Beach. And after a storm, you could look, and it looks as if I looked in toward the beach, and sometimes 50, 100 feet of the beach was gone. You said what? The waves and the storm just washed it away. One of these days, there's going to be a wave come over you, my friend. As far as, it's going to take you all the way under. Sometimes there'll just be little short waves, all types of things that happen in life. We think about trouble and those things that puts the wrinkles across our face. They're going to constantly bombard you, and it'll show itself. Death will show itself because death wears away, and it never ceases. I have looked into the mirror sometimes and say, who is that guy? What is happening to you? It's what death is doing. And of course, if you belong to Christ, death is bringing you ashore. Now, until tomorrow, the same time, this is Fisherman saying goodbye.